Hello farmers, welcome back to East Vineland, New Jersey, where I am windrowing the hay. This moron you're listening to kind of forgot to record when I started tending the grass, so here we are. Actually, I'm kind of glad I caught it in time because I would have done a lot more work and you wouldn't be able to see it. Anywho, it is the afternoon hours, and yes, I finished plowing the field, so that got done. I think it did take me about an hour and a half in total to actually do that field. In the meantime, Francine got this done before I finished plowing the field. She has now gone home, and you may notice we're now below 10 grand. That's because we were harvesting up in the northeastern part of the map. Frank Jr. decided to show up, and he was harvesting in a John Deere 950i. I think it's the model number. I'm not good with model numbers if I don't really know the tractors too well, and John Deere I don't know well enough at all. But he was harvesting up there. He's actually done harvesting now. I thought I recorded that part for you at the end of harvesting, but yeah. Anywho, we still got to go up and bring down the grain from that field. I got another trailer to bring on down, and I got to get the little pieces here and there that were kind of missed by Frank Jr. So I got to collect on the plow field that I did. Haven't collected on that yet. We just got to deliver the grain on down to the furthest point from that field. And we'll complete that contract, and then of course then here we are in the grass field as well, and that'll be it for work in the month of August. I think we've done enough contracts here and we'll be good to go. I'm kind of hoping when we get done I have $40,000 in the bank account, and then we'll skip through the night. I will pay rent for a house for $1,500 overnight or for the entire month, which kind of equals out to $50 a day, which is really cheap to rent a house for, but that's what we're going with anyways. And when we wake up in the morning, I do believe we'll be buying our first pieces of equipment. At least that is the plan. I need ballparking. I would like 40,000, but I think we can get by with like 39. We'll have to see. We'll have to figure it out when the morning comes. If we're really lucky, one of them will be for sale in the store, but the odds of that of course, they say the odds of that happening, I think that's happened 2 or 3 times on No Man's Land on that series, so it can happen, but it's kind of rare. Anywho, yeah. So when I thought I was recording, I unfolded this windrower. And I started windrowing. I thought I started looking at the center because I'm so used to the windrowing coming out the center. I've never used this piece of equipment or anything smaller. So when I first started windrowing with this, I was like, wait, what's it doing? I didn't see the grass going out to the side. That was over there. And I was like, oh, it pushes out to the side. So I'm making one pass up one way, back another way, and making 2 swaths into one is what I'm doing. But one thing I have noticed, if this was my field and money was not an issue and I was to work in this field, I could picture the kind of equipment that I would be using in a field this size. Now that I'm doing contracts, I'm trying to think, is this the size of equipment that they recommend or is normal for fields this size? And I would just use equipment that's too big for the fields that I'm in? Well, okay. So it does make me wonder. I probably use too much big equipment on certain size fields, but this being our contract, we just have to use what they give us. So we're in the Fendt Vario 930? 930 is what we're in. And the other tractor I was using when I tedded the grass here into hay was the class Axion. And I'm trying to remember the model number, but I cannot off the top of my head. But we're going to be using that in just a moment to bale up the hay. And then we're going to use this Fendt to deliver or pick up the bales and deliver it. The reason I'm doing that order because the Fendt has a better gearbox into it, so I can get up to higher speeds. I think the Axion can do like 24 and this could do like 30, 39. So delivering the bales is definitely going to help on out. I think they got to go in the southern part of the map is where they need to go. So we'll get them there at some point. I was kind of hoping that this field was going to be for silage, but I would have added an extra step, but I would get more money for the silage. And I'm not sure on contracts, how does that work out with wrap bales? Is it instantly silage? Or do we have to wait? Do we have to wrap the bales and wait on contracts? I'm not too sure. Like I said in episode 1 here, I did 5 or 6 contracts on Elm Creek when 22 first came out. And I do believe most of them were all just fertilizing contracts. And that was it. And then, unless I go back to Griffin, Indiana, in the early stages of that Let's Play, that's when I did all my contract work. And that's where I did my last bulk of contracts. And I haven't touched them since. But here in East Vineland, I gotta remember it's East Vineland. There's no S at the end of lands. East Vineland. We're going to be doing a lot of contracts because it's going to be a while before we get our own land. And land that is farmable. And of course, then we've got to make sure we have the money because, that's right, we're not leasing anything. Not allowed to lease. I am recording this before episode 1 goes out. Well, it's not going to... Yeah, I'm like, so keep this in mind. Well, how would you know? Because you haven't... you know... you've already made a comment on it, maybe. Another thing I will not do is, because to me it's kind of like leasing, I will not buy something, use it, and then bring it back and then just resell it back to the store. Yeah, I'll take a little bit of a hit in the price, but it's going to be almost the same as that if I were to lease it. Probably a little bit more expensive. Let's just say I bought a seed drill and I didn't have enough money for the harvester in the fall, then I would turn around and sell the seed drill. Let's just say I paid $100,000 for it and I used it for like an hour and resold it. I'd probably get like $90,000 back for it, so it'd be like $10,000. But to me, that's gonna be just like leasing it, so I'm not gonna do that either. I got to keep it for a while. So it's not to say once I buy something, I got to keep it on the farm always. We'll eventually probably sell some stuff. So I'm sure in the beginning I'm going to buy all the small stuff. And as the farm expands, we'll buy bigger and bigger stuff and I'll sell the smaller stuff. But I really am hoping when we wake up in September, we have 40,000. So I think that's what I need. I just got to make sure that when winter comes, I'm kind of hoping that we have a home by then. I'm kind of re-evaluating what property I want to start with. That piece of land I showed you is going for like 45,000, somewhere in there. I may just save up so I can buy a little bit bigger piece of land, and instead of just putting up maybe a tent, I could, put down a house of some sorts. But like I said, I want to plan too far ahead. I got to take it month by month here and kind of go by that. I think we did pretty good in episode 1. I know it sounds kind of weird that we started with 0, but we ended up with $10,000 by the end. And, well, by the end of this episode, well, we may be well below 10,000, but we'll have some equipment with our name on it. And yes, it will be a tractor and a fertilizer spreader. And then I'm going to start doing every fertilizing contract that comes up. Now you guys won't be watching me do every fertilizing contract, but you'll get the point of it after we do a couple. I know what you're already thinking. How are you going to buy a tractor and a fertilizer spreader for $40,000? Well, you'll see. Alright, a few more passes here. Now you can see originally when I was doing the windrowing, I was over there, and then I started pushing the grass, or sorry, the hay, off the field. I'm like, oh, I hope I can pick that up. as you probably know, if the material's not on the farmland that you own or doing the contract on, it won't allow you to pick it up. So I stopped and turned around and made sure the hay was on the field. I want to make sure we get every little grass clipping that there was on this field, but now it's a hay clipping. Alright, 3 of the jobs are done, which was mowing, tedding, windrowing. Now we just got to bale and then pick up the bales. Let's go ahead and just drop this off right here. I will set this up and get ready for picking up the bales in just a little bit. Alright, let's go grab the Class Axion. Oh, wait, what model is this now? So if you're curious, the 920. One's a 920, one's a 930. Okay. I'm also interested to see what's going to happen on this map when November comes. And for those of you who know, been watching the No Man Land series, we all know what happens with me when November comes and the trees and the flickering of the autumn leaves. Hopefully it doesn't happen here. I'll be interested to see if it does. Someone did tell me that they could think that it could be a difference between the trees that are on the map and placeable trees. And I was like, that could be. I don't know. But we'll find out here when November comes in a while. Alright, so there might be some... Hopefully I can pick this up. Alright, so it's picking this up, which is good. I'm just curious about the hay that's kind of over on the road a little bit. Oh, the one thing I didn't do, because I'm not used to doing it, can I change bale size? 220. I think I'm going to keep it there. Oops, wrong button. I think I'm going to keep it there because I don't really know what size bales. I'm not sure if that baler can pick up 240s or not. Well, one way to find out is to go in there and find out, right? Is that going to be under baling technology? Oh, it's right here. Bale loaders, not baling technology. And we are using this right here. It can go up to 240. So, can I change it now? 240. Good. That just means less bales I got to pick up. And I thought I made the swath small enough, but it looks like I did not. So I may have to go around a few times. I'm going to make sure I get every blade of hay that's on here. This is going to be a lot of work having to go around twice, but it is what it is. Nothing I can do about it now. So let me go ahead and get this somewhat baled up. I may have to, after I get the first pass done, we may have to grab some bales, bring them down to be delivered, get them off the field, so I can go around the second time. So, I will see you in a bit. Well, now that I got the first pass done on all the swaths, it's time to go around and pick up what we can. And then I can go back to baling some more. Now let me just double check to where I got to bring this here. I think it's to the southeast corner of the map. Yeah, right down here is where I got to go. And we are here. So if I go out to the edge of the grass field and then just cut straight down, I'm good to go, I think. But we need to pick up the bales first. Now, I think this holds 14 bales now. It used to hold 16, but since the bales are bigger than they were from 19, I think it'll hold 14 bales. It holds what it holds. Probably should be picking them by rows. But at some point they're all going on, right? This bale loader only allows one bale size at a time. Oh, so that first bale I didn't change the time, so that bale came out okay. Let me pick up the bales that are around it, that way I know that's the one. So I'm going to have to deliver that one bale on its lonesome when it comes time to. Looks like I'll have about 2 trips to go on down with, at least, before I get back to baling. And we got ourselves a full trailer of hay bales. I'm assuming it's going to get me to maybe like 40% of the delivery completed. And this road doesn't quite go all the way down. We'll take this person's driveway here. And then somewhere over here, I probably should get the map at the bottom left-hand corner so I can see where I need to be going. So let me do it like that with a compass. And I'm assuming is it going to be on here, or is it going to be... Let me just see what the contract actually says, because that'll probably make it simpler. Baling here. Take the bales to the biogas plant. This is not the biogas plant, because I'm probably reading the wrong contract. Take the bales to the farm shop south bales. Farm shop south bales. I'm going to say this is it, but I'm going to say they got to go in that trigger over there. Kind of snug in here. There we go, I think. Alright, what I'm going to do here, just in case it's wrong, because they will all sell if it's in the wrong trigger. Let me save the game. I was going to say it's not going to take them, but yep, they are taking them. Contract is, Field 94 is 30% complete. 95% transported for the field. That's a lot. I'm going to get a lot of hay bales off that field, it looks like. Gotta wait for this to fold up. So I'm going to go back, pick up the rest of the bales out the field. I'm not going to bring any bales on down yet. I'm going to get back to baling. Hopefully I can sneak out of here. Yes, we can. So I'm going to go back, pick up the bales, do more baling, and I'll meet you back down here with another trail load of hay bales and see what we start collecting for some cash. I got one trailer load waiting to go, and I'll probably have a second one here when I get done. I got this swath and the one to our right to finish on up. And this is a matter of just coming back and picking up what hay bales we have left. And still quite a few. I think I'm going to have a full trailer. What I'm going to try to do with that one bale, if I got room for it, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it on top of the rest of the bales and bring it on down with. That way I don't have to make a special trip for one bale. Just pick it up and put it somewhere, and hopefully it stays there on the way down. But I have noticed, I thought these were going to be 9,000 liter bales because that's the size hay bales I'm getting on No Man's Land. But these bales are coming out as, I think 16,000? Yeah, 16,000 liter bales. So these are not small bales at all. They're fairly decent size. I'm trying to figure out, I might want to check my setting on that baler on No Man's Land, even though I haven't used it for a while. See what setting I got on. I may actually have it on a lower setting because my auto-loading trailer in that series may not take the 240 bales. It could be. But that is all the hay picked up. Now, am I going to be able to squeeze that other one out that's in there? Is that possible? First off, let's get that one off there. Is there a way to... It's not half full. Full bale, reset bale counter. That says 40 bales. Okay, I didn't know there was a bale counter on this. Not used to looking at that. So there's no way to spit this bale out. I mean, it's only 5,000 liters. If I change it to a smaller... What? 180? What? Stop it. 180? Can I... Will that spit out a 180? No, it's not, because I changed it after I started making it, right? So it's not going to do it. Well, not much I can do about it, so it's going to have to stay there, I suppose. Alright, I don't know what I'm folding it up for. It doesn't really matter. Let me jump on down to the Fenton Vario, which is ready to go with 14 bales on there. So we should actually get some money from these right here, because I think it said, what, 75% of the delivery was complete as of last load. So 1/3 of this trailer needs to go to the contract, and the rest will be mine, and the rest in the field should be ours as well. Now, hay, I don't know what hay goes for, honestly. I haven't sold hay in a while, so this should be rather interesting what it sells for and what I get for it. I mean, it all depends on the time of the season as well. But I mean, if I get like additional, can I get like additional 5,000 in sales from hay bales? All right, now that I know where I need to go, let's hopefully I can pull in a little bit better. That tree's kind of in our way, isn't it? Do it like this. And now the money is going to go up. And wow, is that... What is hay going for? And I got, like, definitely another full... Okay, we're going to get a lot of cash here. That was 7,000 for the extra bales. And I definitely got another full trailer coming our way. And maybe then some. I may change my plans what I do in the morning, because I was hoping, geez, I hope we at least have 40. I mean, I'm going to get 17,000 for this contract. I still got the plow job. I said plow job that I haven't collected yet. That's going to be like 7 grand. And the harvesting contract, which I think was 8 grand, plus the extra grain that we're going to get off that. Now, minus the fees for borrowing some of this equipment. But we're going to be doing pretty darn well. So I may... I don't know. I wasn't expecting to get this much from hay. Alright, let me go get the rest of the bales. I'll meet you back down there, and we'll see what we get for a full trailer of hay this time. Alright, we got 11 bales on the trailer. And we're going to kind of do it like this, maybe. There, it looks like it belongs, doesn't it? There we go, that'll work. So, not quite a full trailer, so yeah, 12 bales. It's only showing 11 because the one I put on there doesn't really kind of show up. So 12 bales, we might get like 9 grand from this delivery? What the... You know what's causing that is probably my loose bale that's sitting on there. Probably colliding with the other bales on there and doesn't like it. Hopefully nothing will happen. And that bale's bouncing around quite a bit, causing some issues. Hopefully nothing explodes and I go flying across the map. I don't think the farmer that we're borrowing this equipment from would enjoy it too much. Saying, oh yeah, I was in your fence. And I pulled out in front of traffic and I went flying somewhere. That's another thing I got to get used to. Been on no man's land since December with no traffic. And now I'm back on the map with traffic. I'm used to zipping around, not worrying about traffic or pedestrians or anything like that. I'm going to have to get used to that. Alright, we're not too far from getting these bales delivered. And then I gotta go get the grain trailer up in the northeastern part of the map and get that brought on down, and then we can collect on all the contracts. Oh, it was selling that bale that's not actually on the trailer. I was like, why did I get money there for? Because it's not, that one's gonna just... yep. Let's see. Yep. Can we get this unloaded, please? Before disaster happens. Well, 9,345, and I think I got like 400 from the bale when I went over it. But we're already at, we'll just say 27,000. So that is pretty nice. I'm going to leave this right here because it doesn't matter, because when I complete the contract, this will disappear. But let's travel all the way up to here. I'm going to jump into the combine. Yeah, it's the T560i is what Frank Jr. was using. Yep, so he folded it up. Let's go ahead and unfold it. While that's doing that, I'll get rid of the course play, so we'll have to look at that. Let's clear the course. I'm just going to grab the corner pieces here. Well, collecting all the corner pieces on this field was not worth it. There was a lot of corners on this field. I don't even have 100 liters yet. But then again, I'm pretty sure the fields haven't been plowed, lined, fertilized, weed controlled. Although I don't see any weeds in this crop. But either way, I ended up with 140 liters. I'm not going to bother getting any more. I think that's good enough. No, I'm going to get it. I'm going right by it. I can't help myself. What am I stuck on? That was interesting. Alright, didn't even get up to 200 liters. Oh well. Let's go drop this into our trailer. Or the lone trailer that we have. Alright, we'll leave that as is. Like I said, when we complete the contract, this will all disappear. So, I don't know how much of the contract we got left to deliver. I think I was at 80% delivered last time on down. So, if I get like $2,000 of extra grain, that would be kind of nice. So, I'm in the farthest northeastern part of the map as I can be, and I gotta go all the way to the southern end. So, I'll meet you down there at the southern grain sell point, that's what I think it's called. We'll complete the contract and also see what we get for an added bonus. Then we'll collect in all 3 contracts. And I want to be a happy farmer by the end of the day. We'll check the store, and then find a place to rent for the month, sleep through the night, wake up in the morning, and see what September has to bring for us. Well, I made it on down just past our grass field, and I only got to go over to the mill that's right over there. Yeah, I'm too lazy to bring all this equipment back to the store and let them take it, so we'll just complete the contracts and let them come gather up everything that they need to. I still think, even though I'm going to be way over the money that I thought I was going to have, probably going to stick to my original plan, because I don't think I'm going to get enough money to buy myself a much bigger tractor than I originally thought I was going to. And I keep trying to, I'm like trying to keep this like a secret what tractor I'm going to get, but it's probably going to be the thumbnail anyways, so you probably already know. But just in case I change my mind, I'll keep it a secret for now. Wait, was I, no, right here. It's like, did I go past it? The other thing I did like about this map when I checked it on out, no fences all around all the fields. I don't mind the fences around the buildings and whatnot, but around fields, yeah, that could be... I like being able to exit a field anywhere I'd like to, if possible. Alright, so can I get like $2,000? Probably not, because it's going to be wheat. But I might get $2,000. 1,662. Bring us a total of 28,647. And that's before we collect on the contracts, because we are all done. I'm just double thinking. Plowing is done. Hayfield is done. They're all done. Let's go collect on these contracts, shall we? Yeah, let's go collect... this will be 6,163 because we had to pay leasing costs, I know. But let's collect on that. And then we got the harvesting contract, which was, I thought it was 8,000, but it was actually 6,866. Deduction of 1,464 for a total of 5,401. Let's collect on that. And of course, the granddaddy of them all is, where did my mouse go? My mouse has disappeared off the screen. Oh, because I was in a tractor and the tractor disappeared. That will happen. Let's go back to here. Yeah, so originally 17,423, but deduction of 1,458. Reimbursement of $278. For what? What am I being reimbursed there for? I don't know what that reimbursement is for. Could not tell you. Anyways, we're going to pay $16,243. Let's collect on that. And voila, there's another baling contract, which is not that bad. Then bale the grass and wrap it to make silage bales. We could be doing that. I mean, for what we just got paid, I'm up to $56,000, so way over what I wanted to be, which is perfect. But before we do anything else, check on the store. Nothing has changed here. I mean, I almost got enough cash to buy a Class Arion. But not enough, because we're done doing contracts. I'm kind of curious. Oh, by the way, the store page here, which is kind of neat, it's actually outside the building itself, right here at the store. What size engine could I put in there? If it's still there in the morning, I could get some contracts done. A 145, up to 205 horsepower. That would bring the total up to 95,000. Not that I would upgrade the engine now if I were to buy, if I had enough money to buy it, but it would just be nice to know it's another 30,000. Anyways, I made a deal with this house right on down here. So this is where, nope, where were we here? That's the store. I can't teleport to the grain mill, huh? Not the grain mill, but... Alright, so here's the sugar mill. It's the house just to the side. When I was coming down here delivering all the grain, I asked if the house was available for rent for a month. They said yes, it is. So this is the house I'm staying at tonight. So I'm going to go to bed. I'll see you in the morning, and we'll see if there's anything interesting in the store. I guess that's the front door where I go in. Alright, I'm going to go in, shower, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Well, that was a good night's sleep. 8 o'clock in the morning. I need to go ahead and pay my rent, so let's go ahead and do that by coming here, and we got to remove 1,500. All right, so that leaves us with, we'll just say 55,000. Let's go to the store, and it's the same stuff. Interesting. Yeah, I would like to probably do more contracts and then buy the Class Arion, but then I wouldn't be able to buy the fertilizer spreader, which is like another 30,000. So, I mean, this would be nice, but yeah, but let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and do this right away. So we're going to go to small tractors, and this is what we're doing here. Of course, it is a modded one. This is the John Deere Series 710 for 7,500. This is running the Giants mod hub. This is the Farm Con 22 John Deere mod that Giants put on out for everyone. The one thing you can do is change the tires from standard to wide tires, but we're just going to do standard tires. So this is 7,500. Let's go ahead and buy that. And then we're going to come into here, and of course, fertilizer spreaders come all the way down here to, this is from the Kubota Equipment Pack mod. So we can change the decals from new to old. Actually kind of like the old one a little bit better. So the capacity could be just a regular 3,900, but we can go ahead and do the extra large for an extra the extra large for an extra $3,000 to bring up to 10,000. We're gonna go ahead and do that. The body, we're gonna keep the Kubota colors. The top, I think we'll just keep it as is. Let's go ahead and buy that the way it is. Perfect. Now we can teleport. We have ourselves our tractor. Now, I know what you're thinking, because I thought the same thing. But I went ahead and I tested this on my test map to make sure that this would work. And I couldn't believe it did work. So it's going to look kind of ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, that's going to make me do a wheelie when I fill this up with fertilizer. Well, if it did the same thing on the other map, no, it will not. And I tried putting a weight on the front of this, and I could not do so. But we should be okay. Before I go ahead and fill up with fertilizer, I need to go check contracts. So fertilizing, well, there are 2 fertilizing jobs, so we're going to go ahead and accept it. We don't have to lease anything. Accept that, and then that's baling, fertilizing. That's the active. Where's the other fertilizing contract? There we go. Fields 102 and 95. 102 and 95. That baling contract is still there. I'll have to think about that. Supply and transport, we won't be doing that. We might be doing $530 for a cultivating job. It's not worth my time, and plus I'll lose $113 for leasing equipment. So probably not. Not many contracts here. Anyways, let's go focus on fields 95 and 102. They should be somewhat close to one another, I would think. 102 is right here, and then 95, there's 94, and 95. 95 is actually a pretty decent sized field. Let's go over to field 102, and we'll get that done first, and then we'll go up to field 95. But before we do so, I need to come in here and we need to buy some fertilizer. If I remember correctly, the bag fertilizer is the cheapest. So it's 18,24,000 or 1920. Yep, so the big bags. So I can buy 10 of these. That's going to be expensive. I barely can pay for that. But I'll get money back from doing all the contracts, right? And you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and buy 8. Leave me with a little bit of cash. Let's go ahead and buy that. There they are. So yeah, I was just as shocked as what you're probably going to be. But if I were to put all 10,000 liters in here that we could hold, it doesn't make this John Deere do a wheelie. So our first pieces of equipment. And I can adjust the fertilizing spreading width from 42 meters down to whatever. Now the one thing I don't know if it would help us out, but I can't do so on this tractor, is put crop sensors on here, because we do have precision farming on. So that would probably help us save fertilizer, but it's not an option to put the crop sensors on here. So it's not like I could pay for it extra anyways. So that's 8,000 liters out of 10, and yeah, we don't even do a wheelie even when I step on the throttle. Even if I back up and go forward, the front end doesn't even come off the ground. Yeah, I'm just as shocked as you are. Anyways, let's go over and get our first fertilizer. That looks so silly. Even go over the hump, you saw the front wheels come off just for a second. They went right back down to the ground. I can see a lot of crop. Looks like the sorghum is ready for harvesting, so could be doing some of that. Not this episode, but next episode. But we're going to do these 2 fertilizing jobs and then probably wrap it up there. At least for today. That's what I'm talking about. Definitely have to bring up the map to see where I'm going because, yeah, I don't know what these fields are. Might be this farmer right here that I'm doing it for. Get around this crop. I guess I'm going up this path here. Alright, let's go ahead and close the map because we should be right here. And this is what I'm saying about fertilizing contracts, even more so now with the working width of 42 meters. Now I know we're not getting paid a whole lot for this job, but I mean we're going to be here a minute basically, and that's it. I could adjust the working width, but I think we're fine. And just like that, contract and field 102 is done. Yeah, so I am wasting fertilizer by going over parts I've done before. They just showed up there. Alright, well that took a full minute or so. Okay, up past the grass field and beyond. Okay, so this is the grass field's right in front of us. Now, of course, any fertilizing contract that comes up, I'll be doing it until we get somewhat settled here. I won't be showing all the fertilizing contracts. What I'll probably do, I may do a couple here and there with you guys, but basically what I'll probably do is that, like at the end of an episode, I'll make sure I just accept all the fertilizing contracts and get them done in between episodes. And then at the beginning of the following episode, we'll collect on all the contracts. Just make sure we're at the right field here. Yep, field number 95, we're at it. Let me bring that up so I can kind of see where I am. Now, of course, we are spending money to fertilize fields, but like I said, for what you're getting paid for and for how long it takes you to do it, like that grass field, that took me, I didn't actually time myself, I'm guessing over an hour and a half. Now, it did pay us overall between the contract and the extra hay that we sold, we got like 24 grand from it. But it took like an hour and a half. I mean, this field here and the other field that we're fertilizing, it's going to take me a total like maybe 4 or 5 minutes in total. And we'll profit pretty darn good off them. Now the slight issue with seasons and everything, I think most of the crop is planted in the spring. I got to check the seasonal page on here because they changed when things are planted and harvested a little bit. So it's not going to be the same like on no man's land for me. Now the one mod I did disable after episode 1 was the GPS mod. I don't see myself using that. The only time I would use it is kind of in a situation like this, where it's kind of hard to see where you've been, but since we can put the map up and we can see the fertilizing stage that we're doing, I can kind of ballpark it where we need to be. I may be wasting a little bit of fertilizer here and there. But I honestly was not expecting when I started, I'm like, probably take me like 4 or 5 episodes to get enough money to get a tractor and a fertilizer spreader. I was like, you know what? There's got to be I hate to say it, but a cheap tractor out there that can handle something like this. And then when I saw the price of this of $7,500, I'm like, that'll do. Yeah, I'm not good at gauging 42 meters. Like I said, I could be wasting some fertilizer here. I probably should just keep going a little bit more to the right until I see some spacing showing up between where I was and where I am. Like that. In case that's too much. That's the one good thing in 22 compared to previous versions of Farming Simulator. You used to have to go into the map itself to see where we were. But then I think Seasons in 19 brought this up to where you could see it on the map. Still looks a little bit ridiculous, I know, with this fertilizer spreader on the back of this John Deere, but when I went on the test map to test it out, you know, you can't really judge the size of one piece of equipment to a tractor. But when I purchased them, then I went outside and I looked at them like, this is not going to work. Then I hitched it up. I'm like, okay, so far so good. But when I put 10,000 liters of fertilizer in the back of this thing, it's gonna pop a wheelie. And when it didn't, I was like, okay. So I know the contract's done, but I am going to finish off what we have here. There we go. So basically, we're to say it's $1,000 for 1,000 liters of fertilizer. So I've spent like $1,400 in fertilizer so far. But for the 2 contracts that we did, we got 8,000 for it. And collect. Cultivating, harvesting, plowing. Yeah, so we'll figure out. So yeah, the supply and transport, a long time before we get to that. The baling contract is kind of interesting because, let's see, I mean, if we go by what we did for the hay, that was a $17,000 contract. We got about a lot more than that, actually. We got about $17,000 in hay. So if this is $16,000, am I going to get $16,000 in silage for doing that? That'd be kind of interesting. But one thing I need to check on, and I'll do that between episodes, is start figuring out my land situation. Originally, and it still may be true, I was thinking about buying the land right up here. This little piece right here for $45,000. It's enough to get me a home, so I don't have to pay rent. And I do want to build a farm up here. This is where the original farm would have been, and it's a good area to build on, I do believe, because it's not far from the store. It's right. Well, the store is right down the street. That's right here. And the only thing is, it does put us up into the northwestern corner. But overall, I don't know. There's not really many small fields around elsewhere, so to buy something cheap around here, I mean, we're talking about $250,000. Yeah, that's 200,000. Yeah, so then if I buy the smaller fields, like on the outer edges mostly, so either I'm at the south, I'm at the northwest, so it doesn't matter. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I would like to buy this one and this one here, but this is 130,000 to buy both of these. I want to put the house over these two lots here. Then across the street would be all the sheds, the silos, everything for that kind of stuff. But we'll see how it goes. But look at that. We got ourselves a tractor and our first implement. So doing contracts for fertilization, let them line up. So we're already back up to almost 12,000 in the bank account. So not too bad. So now the next episode, like I said, I'm not sure what contracts we can do just yet. But that baling one has me interested. If I do the baling one, I'll probably mow the grass and windrow it and then bale it, because we just did that in the grass field here. And then we'll start the episode with us wrapping it and then delivering it. So right now I'm just going to drive on back to the store, because I may top this off with fertilizer. Now that I got a little bit more cash. And just roam around for a bit. I may refresh the contract or something. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I got to think about it. But that's going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in East Vineland. But until then, have a good one.